All right, so after a lot of testing, I've finally been able to get a consistent Doki Doki Nightmare 3 team going here. Now, Nightmare 3 is where you want to be right now with the farm, because that's like the first set of gear that's actually worth leveling up. Um, the issue I was having before, because as soon as I unlocked Nightmare 3, I kept dying 24/7. I couldn't figure out why it was happening, and I realized that I was overlapping too many different buffs together. Like multiple characters giving speed buff, like I was using Lily, but then I was also using Mio, which also gave a speed buff. And I think that's a lot of the issues people are running now is team composition. You have the advantage of 5 characters. You want all 5 of them to be working in harmony. So I think a lot of people just end up trying to reroll for the S tier characters like Mio, like Messiah, like all these other like Lily, but not properly utilizing it. So I decided to work with what I have, and to give you guys an example, like to show you guys the outline, 1 DPS, 1 sustain. I will tell you this, once we get the 5-star premium healer, it's going to be infinitely easier to do this. Like this healer just sucks. I'm sorry. Like, and I already invested into her, and maybe on a counter set or something, she'll be good. But right now, she's starting to show her like lack of ability to keep my team alive. Uh, Lily is going to give a speed buff and then eventually a crit damage buff to your DPS. This is going to go attack down and slumber, so that's your crowd control. Then Lilith, you don't really need Lilith. You just need some other crowd control unit here. I'm using Lilith because she worked with my team. She gives speed down. So we're giving speed up to our dudes and speed down to the opponent. That way, they never really get a turn. She can sometimes stun the opponent. It doesn't really happen that often. And now all your units work in harmony. And I was testing with this character here, Ramoka. If she was leveled up and she was geared properly, it would be a lot easier to do this because just her at 45 was matching like Messiah. So I think yeah, if you have this character, you're gonna have a lot easier time. I just recently pulled her this morning when I was just doing random summons on the permanent banner. So let's take a look and see how it goes. But I think that's the biggest thing. It's all about team composition in the beginning. Like eventually your gear and stats can outweigh them, but we have limited resources in the beginning. So we gotta be able to like effectively do things. And I think once you can farm one of the Nightmare 3s, whether it's this or a Terramaton, then you're eventually gonna be in a good position. Because with 2 crowd control units, we might be able to actually release a crowd control effect on the second wave. That's like the biggest problem I was running into. I didn't have, like, when I was just running her alone, the book girl, I was not able to release a crowd control unit of ability like on the second phase. But with 2 of them, the probability of launching at least one of the crowd control effects are incredibly high. All right, now with second wave, the book girl should be able to release it right here. And now we're off to a really good start. The attack down prevents them from killing your units right away. Because if they can sometimes focus down one unit, and they do give your character's defense break, which makes it really hard. They also can stun you. So just being able to release that attack down is very useful. So you're getting stunned, so that's not really good. Once you have a better healer, I feel like that's gonna like circumvent that issue. Lilith should launch her abilities now, so we're good now. That's the next crowd control effect. Speed down and possibly stun. Messiah will get invincibility, so that'll help a little bit if they randomly focus him down. There comes the slumber, and now you just have them locked. completely. Speed buff from Lily, so now your units are going to cycle them like crazy. And after this, we're going to take a look at the stats on the characters so you guys have a better idea of how that's looking like. And just keeping them locked down is very important. Once I get more resources, I would like to try this with lower rarity characters. But, like, I feel like this is why they gave us a free 5-star summon. Like, permanent summon. So that we can choose what we're lacking. Because Kraken would work out really well here, too, as well, besides Lilith. Because to me, Freeze is just OP. Because they can't even take a turn. And there it is. Got a little bit dicey, but like I said, once... And I haven't invested anything in this healer, so I might start leveling up this healer's skill instead of waiting around for a Ling Lao. So let's take a look at the units. Alright, well here's my main DPS. I did 6-star him. Whatever your main DPS is probably going to be this character. Just level up their skills, or whatever does the most damage. You can try to hold off, but like this is where a lot of her damage comes from. So if you use her, it's gonna be good. But yeah, this is Messiah's stats. Basically yellow pieces for the most part, and I'm going crit damage, crit rate, and attack bonus. Now I don't know the effect accuracy you need, but I was testing with this character. I put 133 effect accuracy, and then with the other debuffer, I put like 50. She has some from substats just to see, and they both land almost all the time. So it looks like you need around 50 to 60 to land debuffs. But yeah, here's my Kazuyo the Riveri. You know, there are the substats. Skill level 5. This was very important, right? The -1 cooldown. My shell is only level 20, so I can improve there. I got Messiah's shell to 30. Lilith's only level 40. I don't even ascend her or do anything with her yet. I just have random pieces on her because I just didn't have that great of a gear. Like, this probably shouldn't be crit rate, probably more survivability, probably more effect accuracy. Still level 1 skills. Shell's at level 30. Lily, I did level up to 5-star. She probably has like some of the worst gear on her. But I just put a lot of survivability. So she is my turn meter push. So that's what I think you need. Defense, HP. That way she can tank some hits and she doesn't just die outright. Got this shell to 30 as well. Increase their turn, you know, so she can keep going. And then this is what I need to work on, because I haven't really touched her that much. Like, none of these, like, just little blue modules on her. Level 9s, level 10s, only 1 max level. I only did that because I tried to get more speed. Was not worth it, definitely not worth it. Still level 1 skills. And Shell's level 30. Provide some good bonus. Try to get that, you know, heal over time. More healing. And that takes care of it. Yeah, I mean, like, it's all about understanding the fight, right? You gotta control the fight so that it goes to your advantage. And I'm sure most people will have enough units, right? So for example, if you don't have Lily, you can use, you know, the Echo. You don't have Lilith, you can use Kraken. You know, you don't have this character, you can use another one, right? Like maybe you pick a 5-star, you know, maybe you pick another character down here that has some kind of crowd control effect. So, I hope that helps you guys with understanding how to get through at least the Doki Doki Nightmare. Uh, for me, it was more so of a learning curve rather than I'm missing the characters, because I do have most of the characters because I was just trying to make content on all the characters. But yeah, hope that helps. Catch you guys on the next video. I'm the Gacha Game Cultivator, and don't forget to subscribe.